Well, as somebody who's covered a lot of trials, and I know Judge Starr has probably been in a lot more than I have, when you listen to direct examination and the prosecutor is talking to the plaintiff and the plaintiff is getting a chance to tell his story, it usually is pretty devastating. And then when you get cross-examination by the defense attorney, sometimes it turns out not to be quite as effective. So you have to be somewhat cautious in reacting to what we've heard so far. We haven't heard what Devin Nunes or his lawyer, Stephen Castor, is going to ask. Having said that, I think that William Taylor was a very impressive witness and was very damaging to the president. First of all, as you pointed out, he took very copious notes at almost every conversation. When he put quotes in his opening statement, he said those were direct quotes from what was said. It also doesn't hurt that he has a voice like Edward R. Murrow, so he's a pretty impressive presence up there, and I think very non-political. He went out of his way to talk about what he knew, what he was specifically testament to. The only thing he talked about was a strong feeling that it was in the U.S. national security interests to support Ukraine in the fight against Russia. But he certainly wasn't taking any partisan position. I thought the two most important parts of his testimony were his recounting, and this is new news, July 26. He says he has found out since he testified before the committee in closed doors that Gordon Sondland, who was really kind of the point person between President Trump and the Ukrainians, much more so than Taylor was, who never actually talked to the president, was on the phone in a restaurant in Ukraine with the president on July 26, the day after the Trump-Zelensky phone call, and that he could overhear, the staff member for Taylor could overhear the president saying, what about the investigations? So clearly the investigations, and by that Taylor thought the investigations into the Democrats in 2016, also the investigation into Biden, that was very much on the president's mind. And then the aide asked Sondland what the president thought about Ukraine, and this is a quote from the Taylor statement. Ambassador Sondland responded that President Trump cares more about the investigations of Biden, which Giuliani was pressing for. He was asked, queried about it more than, and Taylor said Ukraine. One other exchange. Daniel Goldman asked him, have you ever seen, and remember, this is a guy who has spent 40 years, almost 40 years in the Foreign Service, have you ever seen foreign aid conditioned on the political interest of the president? And Taylor said very firmly, no, I have not.
But Judge Starr, I guess the White House pushback will be, one, this is secondhand